Hey, so all of California is currently under a lockdown, so I have decided to become a book review channel. Isn't that fun? Aren't we having fun here? So I've selected a pile of books that I have just recently read to review. They're in this ugly blob thing, and now I'm gonna talk about them. First, we have this book. I am. This book I just borrowed from a friend. It's very pretty. It has this lovely like heart thing on it. I don't know why I said heart thing. That's straight up a heart. You can see the arteries and stuff. Anyway, there's a heart. There's a heart on the cover. So this is a memoir about Maggie's 17 brushes with death. Yes, this woman almost died 17 times. Isn't that fun? So she's either the luckiest woman in the world or literally the most unlucky person ever. So all these chapters are divided into body parts, and so each chapter you can see, or maybe you can't see, I'll just read it in case you can't see. It's neck, lungs, spine, legs, pelvis, abdomen, head, whole body, neck, abdomen. You get the point. It's circulatory system. It's basically times she almost died because one of those body parts was damaged or didn't work. Like in the first chapter, she's almost murdered. She's almost strangled. So the first one is neck, because strangling. Yeah, so she's almost strangled by a strange man when she's out hiking alone. And that's how the book starts. I think this book is actually very good. It's one of those times where they're like, don't judge a book by our cover, but I did, and I was right too, because this is a good book. It's very pretty. It's very prettily written. It reads like how the cover looks, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so I had a good time with this book because it's very easy to like just keep going through the chapters because they're very quick. So they're not actually in chronological order of her life, but they do all tie in together, which I think is cool. So like things that happen originally, or things that happen like in the first chapter, they come up again later. Just because, you know, this is this woman's life and all these experiences matter in who she is. And I don't know, I think it's a very unique way to write a memoir, and I had a very good time with it, and I would recommend it. So I really enjoyed this book, but I would rate it 4 stars, not 5 stars, just because there are a couple of these near-death experiences that are kind of fake outs. A lot of them are real, like she almost drowned, she almost gets murdered, she has a lot of health issues, and those are legit and very interesting, and thoroughly enjoyed reading about them. But there are a couple that are just, like for example, she goes and she gets tested for STDs, and that's like one of the chapters, and like, yes, there's a chance she could have had one. I guess like that's for everyone, right? If you have sex, there's a chance you'll get an STD, so in a way it's a brush with death, but it's kind of a cop-out because like she doesn't actually have an STD. It's just like the idea of maybe she could have. That's what a lot of these are, like what would have happened, like they're brushes with death, as the title, as it says on the cover. But I don't really think getting tested for STDs and possibly having them the way anyone could possibly have them really counts in the same way literally almost getting murdered does. So I would say 4 stars instead of 5 stars because that is a little bit of a cop-out. Yeah, so wasn't a huge fan of a couple of these, but most of them are very good, and I would recommend this book. Yeah, so next we have The Umbrella Academy. It has this very fun cover. I was reading this book and my mom asked me if I was looking at porn. So that's great. Love that. Anyway, so it's this picture of, if you guys have seen the show, you guys know, or I guess you wouldn't know, they changed everything. This is Vanya, the white violin. Very sexy. Anyway, so I watched the show before I read this, and I can't believe I'm saying this. The show is better. Yep, yeah, the show is better than this. It is very good. You spend a lot of time in the show with the individual characters, and you care about them a lot more than you do in this book. In this book, I didn't really care about anyone, which isn't great. The art is cool. It's like, I don't know. It's very weird. It's by, I should probably mention this now. This was written by a member of My Chemical Romance, Jared Way. Yeah, so if you're into My Chemical Romance, this is also weird and emo like My Chemical Romance. I liked it, but it's definitely not one of my favorite graphic novels. The weirdness is cool, but it doesn't, I don't know, it just didn't, I didn't really care about what was happening that much because it was like, they didn't really explain what was going on. You just kind of had to figure it out, which is I think could work very well if you cared about the characters, and then you would just be like, you just want to follow along because you just want to see what happens to them. But unfortunately, I don't think this book really endeared me that much to any of the characters the way the show did. I wouldn't really recommend... I'd actually recommend you watch the show first, because then you'll care about the characters from the show, so you'll kind of care about them in the book, because you'll think of them as the show characters. Basically, this is about a dysfunctional superhero family. I guess their father, the person who assembled them, dies, and so they're all brought back together after not having been in contact for many years, and it is a very interesting premise. I think more so in the show. The point is that I would recommend watching the show and then reading this. I would give this 3.5 stars because it has a lot of really cool concepts, but I think it could have been executed a little better just so that people would care more about what's going on. Yeah, that felt really harsh, but that's just my opinion. Okay, so this book is called Something in the Water. I also chose it because the cover is very, very pretty. It's like these crashing waves, and then it says something in the water, and it's like under the waves, you know, very fun. It looked very nice on my bookshelf. Kind of same as I am. I chose this one because it's pretty, and that was stupid because this book is garbage. Yep, it's very pretty, but it wasted my fucking time, so would not recommend this book. It's basically about this woman who's a documentary filmmaker and her husband who does something I already forgot because this book is fucking boring. Anyway, okay, actually I start at the beginning. So the book starts, this is how they trap you. The book starts very well. It's a very good opening. This is how the book starts. Have you ever wondered how long it takes to dig a grave? Wonder no longer, it takes an age. However long you think it takes, double that. That's nice and dramatic. I'm like, ooh, who's she digging the grave for? Let's find out. So it's her husband. They tell us that in the first chapter. I don't know if that counts as a spoiler. Anyway, so she's digging the grave, and it's a very good chapter. It builds a lot of tension. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. Like, why'd she kill her husband, you know? And it's stupid. The answer, it's stupid. I won't tell you in case you wanna also waste your time. I mean, we're in quarantine here. Maybe this is what you want. So if you want something to do that will disappoint you, here you go. It's Something in the Water. Something in the Water. Basically, I don't even know how to describe this plot because there isn't really a plot. This couple is having money problems. Then they go on vacation and they find a chest of money. Isn't that convenient? Except for the money is not good money. It comes from people who are bad, and now they're being chased because they have the money from the bad people. But in between that, Erin, the main woman who murdered her husband, as we know, or somehow had something to do with her husband being dead at the end of the book, is a documentary filmmaker. So you get lots of chunks of her talking to these 3 characters who you think will tie in nicely with the plot, but they actually have nothing to do with anything, and they just waste your time. Except for she meets this mobster, and the mobster is kind of like a jailbreaker. It just gives her a lot of plot armor. Like, the mobster takes a liking to her, so she just has random plot armor that kind of comes into play in the end, but not in a satisfying way. Don't worry, it's not satisfying. He just saves her for no reason. Okay, this is kind of funny. He literally asks her to do something, and then she doesn't do it, and then he like saves her, and it's like, okay, what? Why did you do that? Anyway, so yeah, so they're being chased, and it's very obvious that the husband is a dick. Like, you figure it out. The audience knows this. First of all, we know he's dead because the book starts off telling us that, and then we know he's a dick because he says these things that are dickish, but the main character is a naive idiot. So she doesn't know what we know, so you spend most of the book being like, wow, that guy's a dick. You should not do what he says, as she does what he says and has no realization that he's a dick. Like, they lay on her, like, naivety, like, so hard. She just seems like the dumbest person ever. So you're not really rooting for her. You're kind of like, wow, this bitch is dumb. Sucks. Anyway, so this dumb bitch kind of stumbles her way into the climax, and then the climax is really lame, and then, like, she didn't even kill him. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I'm trying to save you guys here. Don't read this book. Yeah, so she doesn't even kill him. Someone else related to the money kills him, and she just buries him. I don't know, it's confusing, it's long. There's this like Wikipedia level page where they talk about how a Glock works, and it's literally just like a Wikipedia article. in the book for no reason, and like you can tell the author thinks that it matters because like the husband tries to use a Glock and uses it wrong, and we know he used it wrong because we read this like 5-page long monologue about how Glocks work, and he didn't have to endure that, so he doesn't fucking know how Glocks work, so he uses it wrong and then dies. Isn't that fun? He dies because he doesn't know how to use a Glock, which has nothing to do with the themes, the plot, the 3 people she's interviewing for her documentary. It's just this random thing thrown in at the end. Anyway, that's this whole book. Garbage. Anyway, I would rate this, I think I already said this, but I will rate it 2 stars because it wasted my time, and not even in a fun way. Okay, this book, I feel like I'm gonna get judged for doing this book, but this book is Warriors. Yes, this is an elementary level book, but we're in fucking quarantine, so cut me a break. Yeah, so this is the 3rd book in Warriors. I've been rereading the series. Oh, in case you don't know what that is, Warriors is about a bunch of cats trying to kill each other in a forest in England. It was my favorite book when I was a kid. There's like 40 in the series, and I read all of them. It was the first chapter book I ever read, so yeah, okay, maybe my taste wasn't always great. Anyway, I guess I just want to see like if it held up. Is it still good? Can I still have a good time with it? And the answer is no and yes. Yes, you can still have a good time with it. They're very quick reads. This is the 3rd book that I am on. I can basically read a book in like one of these in like 2 hours. They're like 300 pages, but like, I don't know, the writing is very simple, so you can just, you know, speed through them. And this is interesting because I really like this series, but now reading it again, I have to realize, I think I was kind of stupid because these books are not very good. They're fun, like they catch your imagination. Ooh, you're cats and you're in the woods and you're trying to kill each other, and ooh, that's fun. But, it's bad. Okay, so yeah, anyway, so my taste is kind of bad because I'm not gonna lie. The main character of this book, okay, so the concept is good, right? I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's fun. It's fun. Kids are, you know, we just want to be entertained. We just want magical worlds. And the archetypes in these books are exactly the same as like every other book of its time. You have Harry Potter, Fireheart, Percy Jackson. The difference between them is nothing. They're special for some reason. They're like the chosen one. They're gonna save everyone. They have a funny side character like Ron Weasley, that goat dude, gray stripe. You know, it's like, they're all the same stories. Anyway, the problem is, this dude is really fucking stupid. The books are fun to reread, and you know, like they're for elementary level students. I had a great time as an elementary kid. I'd rate these all 5 stars. I love these, but yeah, he's really fucking stupid. The mysteries in these books, like the plot twists, are not set up until the book, like it's a series, like they're not set up into the book they're gonna be solved in, and then you figure it out if you're, you know, a fully formed intellectual like I am and not a dumbass kid. You figure it out in 5 seconds, and then you just have to spend the rest of the book waiting for this stupid ass cat to catch up to you, which is, you know, it's not terrible, it's just, it's not great either, because usually, you know, there's some, like the audience is like, you know, you want the audience to be like wondering what's going on, but you figure out what's going on real fucking fast, and then it's just kind of like painful. So anyway, in this book, I'll just tell you what one of the mysteries is in this book so you understand what I'm talking about, but it's gonna sound really fucking stupid. So there's 4 clans: Thunder Clan, River Clan, Shadow Clan, Wind Clan. And the clans cannot cross mate. You cannot mate with someone from another clan. This dude is in Thunder Clan. He has a leader named Blue Star in Thunder Clan. At the beginning of this book, in the prologue, River Clan gets some kittens that smell like Thunder Clan. Okay, so cross mating happened. We know cross mating happened, but you can't do that. That's bad. Okay, remember that. So then, like 20 pages later, Blue Star, Thunder Clan leader, is worried about River Clan, where those mysterious kids were, remember? Oh, I should mention there was like a huge time skip. So basically, the kittens or whatever are fully grown, but we know that they're actually half Thunder Clan. But Fireheart doesn't know that because he's stupid. But he has this scene where he's like watching Blue Star, the leader of Thunder Clan, who was worried about 2 random cats in River Clan, walking alongside these random cats in River Clan, and this dude is like, wow, they all look the same. Isn't that funny how Blue Star, who mysteriously lost her kittens, looks exactly like these two cats who have an unknown mother who look exactly like her as they all walk together, who she's shown explicit concern for even though they're in another clan? Isn't that wild? Anyway, that's basically his thought process. So he spends this whole book not realizing that her kids are these two cats that she shows concern for, looks exactly like. And there's like a million examples of, like, in this book of him just like thinking like, wow, they certainly look alike, or look, she's really concerned about them even though she's not supposed to be. I don't know, it's just like, he's really fucking stupid. I have another example. I know you guys don't want to hear me talk about this because this is a kid's book, but I do want to talk about this because it's hilarious. I don't think I have it. It's the second one. Oh, here it is, the second one. Alright. It's fine. Okay, this is the second book, and this one is also fucking stupid. So there's a cat in this book named Tiger Claw, and we know he's evil. He killed someone. That's how this whole series starts. It's a murder mystery about cats in the woods. Anyway, he killed someone. This person, Tiger Claw. Okay, remember that. Tiger Claw killed someone, and in this book, oh, and he's in ThunderClan with Fireheart. Fireheart was the orange dude, the dumbass, the main character. Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Fireheart, all the same. Anyway, so this is dumbass. And like the cat gods, they come down and they're like, hey Fireheart, beware a, what the fuck was it? It was really fucking stupid. Let me see if I can find it. It was like, beware a danger you don't know, or something like that. Beware a danger close to you. Dude, these gods are like hella stupid. They don't help at all. Basically, he has a dream and the gods are like, hey, beware a danger close to home, or something like that, right? And then he spends the whole book being like, ah yes, it's my best friend. You know, the equivalent to the goat dude or Ron Weasley. He's like, ah yes, it's him. Yeah, so the whole book, he's just suspicious as fuck of his friend, even though he knows that there is a cat close to home who's a literal murderer who is literally out to kill him. And he spends the whole book thinking it's his best friend for no reason because he's fucking stupid. Anyway, so at the end of the book, there's this climax where, where basically the cat we know murdered someone, Tiger Claw, leaves Fireheart to die, right? Which is kind of evil, right? It's pretty evil. We don't fuck with that. So Fireheart is like, wait, the cat I was supposed to be wary of is the dude who murdered somebody, not my best friend who did literally nothing wrong. What a great mystery. Anyway, that's how all these books are. Fucking stupid. They're fun. They're a good time to read. The heart in me can't give them lower than 3 stars because these were the first chapter books ever read, and, you know, nostalgia. But they don't hold up. Maybe Harry Potter and Percy Jackson do, but this version does not. This version of those archetypes does not. Because if you have more than 3 brain cells, you will figure out what's the mysteries in like 3 seconds, and then you just spend these books being like, wow, we sure are following a dumbass. Yeah, so those are my book reviews. Oh, by the way, I'll just say 3 stars because they are good. If you're a child, you will like them. If you're not, you won't, and that's okay. Okay, so yeah, that's my book review. So to do a quick wrap up, we had first we had I Am, the memoir about the author's 17 brushes with death, and I rated this 4 stars because it's very good, but there are a couple cop-outs, but I would recommend this book. Then we had The Umbrella Academy, which I rated, the fuck did I rate it? I did this like 10 minutes ago. I'm losing my mind already. I think I rated it 3 stars. I will say 3 stars. Oh, yeah, 3 stars. Okay, I rated this 3 stars because the show is better, but it does have a lot of really cool concepts in it. The characters are just hard to get attached to if you haven't already seen the show because you don't really spend any time with them. Then we have Something in the Water with a very pretty cover and garbage inside. It just drains your time. This book I rated 2 stars because it's a mystery that has a very unsatisfying ending, doesn't explain itself, and the main character is fucking stupid. And it's not even like a kid's book like Warriors or Can Justify It. She's just like dumb as hell for no reason. And you're supposed to think she's smart. It's one of those books where she's supposed to be smart, but she's fucking stupid. And you know she's stupid, but the author doesn't know she's stupid. And so it sucks. Anyway, 2 stars, don't read it. All right, and then last we have, again, no judgment, Warrior Cats, which I am on the 3rd book in the series. I was rereading them because, again, lockdown, boredom. And I would say they're 3 stars because they are a very good time if you're a kid and if you've read them before, but they are very childish. They are clearly written for kids. So if you're not into that, I wouldn't read it because you will be bored because the main character is also stupid, but like in the way children are stupid, not in like the author is insulting your intelligence type of stupid. Like any mystery that's introduced, if you have any brain cells, you'll figure it out in 3 seconds, and then you'll spend the rest of the books watching the main character not do that. So that's fun. Those are the 4 books of this time. I will be trying to put these videos out once a week because I have nothing better to do. I'm in the Santa Clara district, which was the first to be shut down, but now the rest of California can join us in this lovely time. Yeah, so I will be doing these because I haven't read in a really long time, but I will be reading now because I have no other choice. So thank you, California, thank you, coronavirus, and I hope everyone stays safe and has a good day.